Check, 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 check. All right. Hello, everyone. My dear friends. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to La Cantina. Uh, you all know me as Sinful Mew Mods. Hello. Thank you so much for being here. It is always a special night whenever we all gather here at La Cantina for another episode of Beyond the NFT. Stony, Rustan, awesome show earlier. You guys killed it as always. MoFi Mondays is one of my favorite spots to hit. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. Let's see. Before I get started here with some shout outs, I want to shout out our sponsor, Bucktown MMA. Thank you so much for being our official sponsor of Beyond the NFT. If you'd like to learn more about Bucktown, head on over to bucktown.org/support. There you can read a little bit about the project, the program, see some pictures. Bucktown is a mixed martial arts program who's focused on empowering young combat athletes all around the world. If you'd like to learn more, once again, head on over to bucktown.org/support. There you'll be able to get some merchandise or Bucktown NFTs. All proceedings go back to the program. Thank you, everyone. All right. Now that the bills are paid, time to say hello to all my good friends. Welcome, OAO. Thank you so much for joining us. Hello, Alan Howick. Welcome. We got Al Gore Rhythm. Hello, DCL Cheerleader. Hello, DCL Roots. We have the lovely M. We have the legendary Empress Trash. Welcome. We have the loving Firm. Welcome, Firm. Hello, Fred Elf. Hello. And I know that if I see one elf, there's definitely more elves all around. Hello, Future Ghost. So good to see you, Future. Thank you so much for popping in. Graphical, thank you. Welcome. High Key Demon, thank you very much. If this is your first time here at Beyond the NFT, welcome. And hope you enjoy the conversations. Welcome, J Name. We love you, J Name. Thank you so much. Hello, J Elf. There's the second elf. Elf number 2 has been spotted. Welcome, Lovely 17. Hello, Misconduct. What up, noobs? Hello, old guy. Welcome, Rustan. Hello, Scat. We have the Stella Cat Elf, the Stella Mew Elf, and Too Fat Canada. I like that name actually. That name's pretty good. You should mint that. Thank you so much once again, everyone, for popping in. Okay, so I have a couple of announcements. Saturday, June 6th, we will be celebrating our 4-year community building Decentraland anniversary. We will be kicking off the Saturday with our regularly scheduled spaces at noon Eastern, and we have a special treat. We will be joined by Esteban Ordano. At the CBD space early on during the day. We're going to talk about the recent leadership changes within the foundation, and well, who knows, we might get to pick his brain a little bit on what he sees the future being for Decentraland. So that's very exciting. And then we will kick off our show later on that day. We will be beginning at 6 p.m. Eastern, with at 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. all the way to 8. We will be doing a special ABC Decentraland Tour CBD edition. Billy's throwing us on the spot. And then we will have a performance by the one, the only DJ Billy T. Will be taking the stage at 8 p.m. Eastern. Then A Kid Called Make will take the stage at 9 p.m. Eastern. Then we will be shifting into After Hours with Austin the Shenny, followed by Liza Hyde. Big shout out to UV Waves. Then we have DJ Vape and Stony Eye. So this is a pretty good lineup, I have to say. Make sure to tell your friends that we will be partying on Decentraland on June 6, 2026. And then on top of that, secondary announcement, I wanted to remind everyone that CBD is conducting or hosting, organizing. I can't find the word, but you guys know what I mean. We are organizing a parcel grant. There's 4 parcels up for grabs. There will be 4 lucky participants that will be selected to build out their vision on the parcel for 3 months. And then after 3 months, once we've reviewed that your vision has been accomplished, we will transfer over the parcel. Big shout out to Odd Job for putting this this event together, this organizing this is well, helping. Well, no, I'm the one that's helping. He's the one that's leading, I believe. He's the one with the parcels. Love you, Ajad. Thank you so much. So, if you want to be a part of this, we'll need your username, your X or Instagram. We'll need your wallet address. Why do you spend time on Decentraland? What do you intend to do with the parcel? What will you build on it? And may we share your answer publicly. So far, we have 3 responses, but I think it's really 2 responses. So we have 2 responses. So I don't know, the field's looking pretty open. Possibilities. You might become one of our neighbors here in CBD Plaza. So I'm going to share this document out just so all our friends could have a look. Make sure to apply. Hopefully it captured the whole link. Let me take a look here, see. Yep, it captured the whole link. So yes, make sure to sign up, and who knows, you might win a parcel nearby. Okay. So I'm gonna go backstage. I'm gonna get our special guest JB. He's anxiously waiting, and we'll get started with tonight's show. Thank you, everyone. Love you all, and please stand by. Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Beyond the NFT. I am your host, Sinful, and tonight we're joined by JB, CEO of Mars Cat's Voyage and Battle Paws. Jay has been building in Web3 for years and is known for his straightforward takes on NFTs, IP development, game integration, and what it takes to run a sustainable project. Get ready for an insightful conversation about long-term building, community, and the future of Web3 IP. Let's go beyond the NFT. Welcome, JB. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, Sinful. Yeah, no, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Feels good to be in Decentraland again. Had a great time. I think it was like I think it was like about a week ago, last Monday. Love the vibes here. And yeah, can't wait to just kind of kick it with you guys and talk MCV and just find out more about what's going on here too from the folks here.
Yeah. So, you were saying, last Monday, did you attend any events last Monday?
Yeah, I think it was the with Make, right? I think it was
Oh,
the
that's Friday.
oh,
Oh,
Friday, sorry. Yeah. So like okay, so Friday. Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah, no, it was really good. It was like I think he was like spinning some beats. He had like I think it was like him on the DJ set.
Mhm.
And it was just so yeah, it was so fun. I'm seeing Empress Elf is here too. Empress Trash, nice. Let's go.
Yeah, we have a lot of the fam, and I did want to give some love to our friend, He Knows Gaming that popped in tonight. Welcome, He
Yeah,
Knows.
man. What up, brother?
What up?
Seeing a
And
lot
then,
of people, a lot of
yeah,
familiar faces.
yep. Future Ghost is in the building as well. We
Future
got
Ghosts.
and
Too fat.
Too Fat Canada. Very nice to meet you. I was just telling JB that I hadn't seen your name in the past before, so it's very nice to meet you. And let's see if there's any other stragglers that came in, well, since the last time I said hello. Oh, yes, that reminds me, everyone. If you haven't done so already, make sure to claim your OP badge. You could jump down, you could jump off the pool, off the ledge here, all the way down to this hexagon building, and click on this red button right next to this OP badge dispenser, and you'll have your very own JB Beyond the NFT OP badge. And then to get back up,
Wow.
yep, and then to get back up, instead of taking the elevator, you can jump on this Decentraland sign and get back up here. All right. That was one of the announcements I guess I had missed. Too many announcements, too many. Alrighty. Now that I have told everyone about the very important OP badge and all its complexities, I guess it's time. Let's get the show started. JB. I mean, usually I like to begin these shows by passing it over to our guest, allowing you the opportunity to introduce yourself in case my intro did you no justice, or say hello to everyone. So the mic is yours. Take it away.
Cool. Thanks. No, you did a great job. I think you maybe even overhyped me a little bit there. I'm not gonna lie. A little blushing, a little blushing. But yeah, a little bit about me. I'm from Canada. Got into Web3 kind of the more, I guess, infrastructure way, I guess, or tech way. So I used to be pretty big into mining. So if you guys remember Ethereum mining back in like 2019, 2020, that's kind of what got me more into, crypto, I'd say. In terms of gaming, like I wasn't really very much of like a like an RPG gamer until I'd say probably COVID. COVID was what ripped me back into wanting to complete some of these games like The Witcher 3 and these like
Nice.
bigger like MMORPGs that I never really got into when I was a kid. Like my dad was like an asshole for games like that. Like any if I played more than like in an hour or two on like a game and he saw me, like he just like rip out the cable of the computer, right? So I always like never could kind of like dive into it deeply.
Mm-hmm.
And so COVID kind of was sort of that thing like that got me into looking deeply back into gaming, and I was already into the mining aspect of crypto, and I really understood that. That made so much sense. Like, the most secure network, and you need all these people around the world mining and protecting the. Uh, um, Now, do you have sound? Oh,
Oh no,
do people not hear?
no. I mean, earlier I had one person saying they weren't hearing, but everything else looks
Oh,
good.
okay,
I
okay,
did a
okay.
test
No
on my
worries.
end and I could hear.
All good.
Yeah, Too
All
Fast
right, all
says
good.
we good, we good.
All right, cool, cool. And so yeah, so that kind of caught me, I think the confluence of that, of just kind of getting back into gaming in a more deeper sense, and crypto kind of like, I think merged together to do that. I was always a collector too. I was like big into Magic the Gathering when I was a kid. Only Pokemon a little bit. Like I kind of grew out of Pokemon at the very healthy age of 10, 12 years old or something, or 10, 11.
Oh
And
boy,
then
I
I kind
mean,
of moved into Are you into Pokemon? Have you been bit by
that
the
that's what I was gonna say. There's 30-year-olds that haven't pushed that phase yet, so or in 40-year-olds,
Yeah,
so
too
you're
fat.
doing good. You're doing good.
No, just a little dig at too fat there. But yeah, like Magic the Gathering and just collecting in general, right? So, um, NFTs just were like completely got me, just completely captured me, right? Like the
Mhm.
collecting aspect, the tech aspect, and also the this like you know refound like passion and love for RPGs and the metaverse, like escapism and stuff, right? Like we
Mhm.
just love to do that, right? Like just escape and forget about our days and stuff. Like I work in defense. My day job is working as an advisor in defense up here in Canada. So it's not always peachy and rosy and stuff, right? As you can
Mhm.
imagine. So this is always like a really good escape for me, just from a collector point of view, right? And
Mhm.
then got into kind of managing, just because I mean that's already been something I was pretty good at in my day job, just like on the strategy side and advising and stuff. So when I saw Mars Cats was this collection I got into very early on, and I saw I just needed a little bit more support on the community side, need a little bit more support on the strategy side. I just jumped in and love the art. Like, I mean, the art's just like absolutely amazing. And we then actually I'll stop there, and I'm sure you've got some questions for follow up. I don't want to go
No, no, keep it
too far
going.
into that.
Keep it
You
going.
sure? Okay.
Yeah. And I'll come in when needed.
All right. Okay. And then so about like so I joined the team. Mars Cats Voyage team is a team from like Eastern Europe, and the artist is like art director for this like um um big kind of like I guess it's like military lens
Mhm.
manufacturer. And he was this is Mission Pilot, so he was super into illustration work, artwork, but his dad owned this like massive company that does these like lenses, right? So he kind of got stuck going to use his like art degree, helping his dad with like art direction for the company and stuff. And he kind of left his illustration work to the side, but he was always doing that. He was always creating these like beautiful characters, awesome mechs, vehicles, and all sorts of awesome stuff you can check on his Instagram. And so Mars Cats was like his way, and he loves cats as well. He's got a cat, and all
Nice.
the initial founders had loved cats as well. And they just merged that passion together to create these beautiful characters, right? And this beautiful IP of cats, genetically modified to be sent to Mars, right? Because apes didn't make it, dogs didn't make it. They kept screwing around with the gizmos and getting lost in space. But so they had to, genetically modify cats to make it happen, right? So we eventually got to Mars and stuff. But and then in like 2023, the founders were starting to get a bit distracted. They had other businesses and stuff, and it was also like a bunch of things were slowing down. It was a good opportunity for myself to just move in and buy it from the founders. So myself, Biggin, we made an offer to the founders to sell the IP to us, like so all the contracts, everything, all the rights to everything, and all that stuff.
Mhm.
And yeah, then since then it's been just like awesome, right? We've been able to just do whatever we want. So instead of being, the community members that are like, oh, we want this, we want that, it's like, hey, now we can actually fucking do it. So let's all come get together, put together strategy, had a chat with all the bigger holders, all the more active people, and said like, what do we want to do with this? And I've
Hmm.
just been sacrificing the last like 5 years to push Mars Cats as far
Hmm.
as we can push it.
Were there any aspects like after purchasing Mars Cats from the founders, were there any unexpected aspects that came with the new role that you did not see coming?
um I think some of the more difficult parts were like, I think how deep I think the recession was on
Mm-mm.
the altcoin side, and just
Yeah.
in NFTs in general. Like it
Mm-hmm.
was really surprising to see like that much of a drawdown. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, like because we're like a very old community, right? We've got 5 years of people that had to go through that downturn. So there's a lot of people in the community that have either kind of checked out, or if you talk to them, they're like, yeah, I'm just doing some other stuff, or I'm spending more time
Mm-hmm.
with my family. They're a little bit more checked out. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So,
Correct.
but what we've tried to do as much as possible is like maintain the community active, like grow, onboard new people, because we know that like if it is going to be another few years of just being things just being more quiet on the digital collectible side, we still want to be like the most active community, right? And be like a place where people can come and hang out, go and have fun in other metaverses like we're having right now, and like going to check out other sides since it's been open, right? And being like
Mm-hmm.
one of the top communities there, right? Being the top community in Nifty Island, right? But more than that is just like collaborating with people, like being part of these communities, and trying to do like really cool stuff, right? Like we're always trying to find ways to
Mm-hmm.
do stuff that like will surprise ourselves, that'll scare us, that'll these big huge projects that we can actually deliver on. And because we've been around for so long, that like the community trusts us to really just jump in, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's been, I think that downturn has been just the more difficult part to manage, right? Because we have
Correct.
to constantly grow to kind of keep staying active, right?
Correct, correct. Users or holders get deflated due to just markets just being down, but it's kind of awesome to see how like once we get a little bit of life in the crypto markets, we get a little more life within our favorite NFT projects.
Yeah,
So tell me,
100%.
so like from Mars Cat Voyage inception, like with the original team, to the transition to you becoming CEO, has the vision for the project changed?
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say so. I think initially the idea we had was sort of becoming this IP, more focused on like comic books. I'd say on
Okay.
like animated series and stuff, right? So original founders did like a really cool video, that was the launch of the shuttle, right? That launches from Earth towards Mars, right? And they
Hmm.
did and they did prepare a lot of like um video and stuff like that to kind of just tell the story of these cats, like on their way to Mars, right? Like we also have a side collection called Alien Cats, right, that were airdropped to all the holders. But the way that they were airdropped was that you had to play this game, and it was like our this like online game where you sent cats on missions to go through these different challenges, right? And um at the end of it, right, once all the different artifacts were found, the artifacts combined together to create this QR code. And the QR code went to this like secret website where you could go and find out the mint date for the airdrop date, sorry, for the alien cats, right?
Hmm.
But like that whole story was just like all this lore that we built up and carried through, right? And gaming, I think, because of just the way that the space had gone, was, I think, less popular, right?
Hmm.
And then I think in late 2023, when Biggin, who'd always been super active in Nifty Island, right? He was part of the early community when they're building up a bunch of art and doing a bunch of contests. He was like and he asked me to jump into it like in 2021, right? Just to kind of just check things out, but I kind of just didn't really pay much attention to it. But then he said like, yeah, they're cooking, man. They're cooking, and they're looking for partners to jump in to launch. So we spent 3 or 4 months just creating all these cool assets, like the Mars Cat Hub, which is one of the more popular buildings in Nifty Island,
Nice.
and all these different like swords and guns. They're all branded part of to help tell our story.
Hmm.
And we just jumped in like full speed, and it was like, wow, this is what we wanted to see from a metaverse, right? Like just very easy to kind of upload some assets and stuff. And we hadn't been like that much in tune with Decentraland, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For some reason, like I think it was also just Biggin was so involved with Nifty Island that it was a very easy onboarding process to kind of just
Hmm.
jump in full swing with them. Like you already knew people in the community, the founders, and all that stuff. So we just jumped in, and it was just awesome. So starting early 2024, we just went full blast into gaming, and like Pixels was also like a big one in early 2024. We integrated fully into Pixels, so all our avatars, you can walk around with your distinct avatars in Pixels, which is like more of like a farm sim indie game type of vibe. And then obviously like late 2025 jumped into other side, full blast, and we've also been like big into streaming too. Like so
Hmm.
we started streaming back in 2021, and then just kept leveling up, got better mics, got better setups, and just went crazy. And 2025 was just crazy. We did like 865 events. Um,
Nice.
and Sloth who's on our team too, he's like the raid commander, so like every single day he meets up with people in Nifty Island. He does like a 2-hour raid, right? And he organizes a whole bunch of events. Like he streams every single day. We've got lots of people too fat as well streaming like almost every single day. And Danny's started streaming as well. He's got like a nice new PC setup, and we got lots of people like they're very curious, right? Like they've got their
Hmm.
VTube avatar. They're getting ready. Maybe MC, maybe Misconduct might be on she might be on the screen soon. You never know.
Let's go.
Um, yeah, yeah, and I think Future Ghost too. I think Future Ghost has like a VTube avatar as well.
Hmm.
And but yeah, like we've just really loved like just being able to meet up with a bunch of people and just running around as our IP has been like, just like the coolest thing, right? And even for me, like,
Exactly.
joining other people's game nights, rocking their IP and just feeling part of that community, it's just awesome, right? And we really wanted to make sure too that like with Nifty, once the airdrop was out, like we knew the fundamentals were really good. So once the airdrop was out, we didn't want to like be that community that just ditches and like sells a token and just like screws off and does other things, like jumps onto another game.
Hmm.
Our our main our main kind of motto with all the gaming that we're doing is that we're not there to farm. We're not there to set up these like cool farm cartel mechanisms, right? Where like we're all gonna meet up and like farm super strategically and make it all about farming a token and that type of stuff. We're really
Hmm.
there to make things as fun as possible. And just yeah, Empress Josh, she's a Mars cat. And we're just there to kind of make things as fun as possible and be part of like these events and do some like really cool stuff. We're not really there to for the farming of tokens when it comes to Web3 gaming, right? We're really
Hmm.
focused on the digital assets, the community, gameplay, and fun, especially, right? Because if it's not fun, personally, like I just can't connect. I can't, do stuff that just isn't fun, right? So,
Yep.
yeah.
That is my go-to saying. It's like if you're not having fun, it's like then what are we doing here? Like this all needs to be fun. So whenever you may feel like things are getting a little too serious, like just take a step back and remember why you're here, and kind of lets you like reset a little bit. So let's see. We've covered a little bit about Mars Cats. Now, how about Battle Pause? What could you tell us about Battle Pause?
Oh yeah. So Battle Pause was like our based on our experience in Nifty Island, right? Like running events and the questing system and stuff like that, we said to ourselves, like, hey, you know what? Like we've got great reputation, like, great reputation, like relationships too with like a bunch of, dope artists, like Canaltech, Pharaoh, D-Boss, and a bunch of others. So we were like, hey, wouldn't it be awesome to have like a battle pass system in
Mhm.
Nifty Island? So kind of like in Fortnite, right? And like
Yeah.
in Call of Duty. So it's like you instead like but do it the web3 way, right? So instead of like a subscription where you pay like your $12 or your $20 a month and you
Mhm.
get like a bunch of different items and you play for like, additional skins, we're like, hey, why don't we just mint it? Why don't we just say, hey, Mars cats are, going into these cool portals. They're going to go check out these different environments, right? And meet these like new characters. So what would that look like, right? And then we spent some time thinking about the lore. We've got palm cats as well, which are these sort of like gem cut like cats that transform and they're able to go into these portals more
Okay.
efficiently than because Mars cats are, if you think of the lore wise, they're on Mars. They're just chilling on Mars, right? So they can't be, they've got some stuff going on there. So what we thought of was we have 10,000 cats that made it onto the spaceship to Mars, but there's still cats that are there. And like a lot of people in the community have been asking about it since it started. It's like, yeah, but what happened to all the other cats? The 10,000 that didn't make it, the ones that the the skill issue cats, right? So we're like, yeah, like they're still on Earth, they're still training, right? They're doing some stuff with CASA, which is like our version of NASA, and so like let's tell their story, right? So it's like it's them training and they're going through these like little like simulation games and something happens at the same time as like something is happening on Mars. Like there's this big
Mhm.
cosmic storm that kind of goes through the universe, the cosmos, and it does something to the cats on Earth, and some of them transform and they're able to go through this rift that lets them go to these different locations, right? So the first location is Abyssoria. So if you see the battle pass characters, it's these like fish like characters, and the different locations that people go to, like Hob, which is like the town center. And we've got these maps on Nifty Island as well that were all custom created to tell the story of these different peoples, right? Like there's the
Mhm.
Floaty tribe, which is more of like the typical spiritual, holy kind of like tribe of Abyssoria. There's also the pirates, right, that are being led by Captain Kafin, and then
Uh-huh.
there's the people that are in the downtown area, right, that are led by and we've got the evil king that's in the Narwan the king. There's a whale that's got this like massive gold tusk, right?
Mhm.
And cats have to like meet them. There's a whole lore and video about this. Like if you go into the Twitter and stuff, there's like a whole bunch
Uh,
of cool stuff. And yeah, and it's awesome. It's awesome. So people could mint, they could like play as the characters, and then all the weapons that you see, like if you're looking at different weapons and even the houses you see, you can build that. You can put that on your island, right?
mhm.
And like the cool thing about this stuff is like if you look at some of the homes or even some of the characters, like only like for one of the avatars, right? Like probably a more like uncommon avatar. There's maybe like 50 of them, right? So only 50 people ever will be able to walk around as that avatar. And then same thing with the structures. Like only like 20 people will have this boat on their island, right?
Mhm.
Like only a certain amount of people will have this statue. So it's just kind of thinking out loud, like, and like just experimenting and seeing how we learned a lot of things. And even then, it's like season one isn't done. We're waiting on something really important that Nifty is doing. They're launching their V2, and we need to wait for that to build up the momentum, close up season one. There's a very important activation that's going to be happening for season one. So if you do have your Battle Pals NFTs, you're going to want to hold on to them, and also check into the Discord to see what collector tier you're at. That'll help you unlock these legendary cubes and also these like legendary portal shards, which will help people going into season two. But yeah, so that's what it was, and that was also big bet for us. Like we kind of thought, and similar to what I was saying before about the market, we sort of thought that the market was going to pick up quite a bit. Like we thought like, oh shit, this is just like the very beginning. Like this is sometime like summer or late summer last year, right? Like, oh man, this is the time, market's going to pick up. People are going to see this. and gaming is going to kind of have a bit of a recovery, but
Mhm.
actually got like way worse, right? And we put so all the money that we got, half of it went to the artists. That was kind of the deal that we had, and then the other half we just put it all into the questing system, right? So we had like Ape Island, lots of NFTs that we bought. So all that we wanted to put into the questing system to really ride that kick up wave that gaming was going to have. But damn, that it never happened, bro. It never happened. So, so that's kind of where we're at. But it's something like awesome. I think it's one of the rarest. We cherish it because we've learned so much from exactly how people respond to these things and how
Mhm.
we're going to be doing the season 2 collection. Um, but also it's like it's never been done before. Like nobody's ever done like a battle pass system and experience right in Web3 before.
Yep.
People have done like item releases. People have done like kind of like drops and stuff like that. But no one's really ever done like a
Mhm.
a full season with story, lore, characters, and like these activities you could go into. And Yeah, so it's like it's just so awesome. And we've got like right when Nifty we're very much close to. I don't want to. I think it's like end of June sometime that they're going to be launching the second platform.
Nice.
And Yeah, we've got some really cool stuff that's going to be coming out to close up season 1 and lead into what's going to happen in season 2. So we'll introduce the new characters, well, some of the ones, and we'll have the environment introduced as well. But yeah, so that's what battle pass is. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Yeah, that is really cool because like a battle pass idea has like we've kind of like thought about it like here in Decentraland, like as a community, what would a battle pass look like? And it's like we always get find ourselves with the technical limitation part of it all. Like how do you make it all automated? Like how do you make it so like
Yeah.
avatar or user collects peanut and peanut gives XP. How will that XP be collected and held like recorded um
Mhm.
and left there until like so on they move on so forth and until they're able to claim, and then that claim having to be automated as well. Do you find like there's like any challenges when it comes to battle pause with like automation and stuff like that, or is it all like kind of figured out and rounded out?
Yeah, that was one of the issues that we ran into because like so we wanted to also mint on Ape Chain because we've been
Hmm.
starting to do a lot of collaborations like with Ape Coin and stuff on other in other gaming scenes. So like Alternates is another game that we're very very much involved with. It's like a first person shooter. We just got integrated into that as well. It's all on Ape Chain.
Hmm.
And it's when we minted on Ape Chain, we made it so that the NFTs are kind of like what people are doing on ETH now. It's like it's the royalties are embedded in the contract. But what made it complicated is the questing system from Nifty Island wasn't wasn't compatible with those.
Hmm.
So all those we had to send manually, right? So like we had to
Oh,
send over 1,000
I
NFTs
bet. Oh,
manually.
oh man.
So yeah, it was crazy. So we had to do that like so every Sunday about we sent out like something like 50 to 70 NFTs, you know what I mean? And like so over like a
Brutal.
good oh, yeah, so over a good like 10 weeks. And we also had this massive, and that was another part of like the experience that was just like it was so over the top as well. Like that's one of the things
Hmm.
that we also learned from it is like not to go like too crazy, you know? Like so we also had this like Chronicles event where we had people we put together as kind of like a creator contest, like, hey, create some islands, create some assets, create some cool posts, talk about battle pause, showcase the art and everything. And we got like we got some giveaways done by Ape Chain as well in there. We got a sponsorship with open page to do the badge system. So all the battle paws, your performance was all put into badge systems and stuff. And you could go and claim them after and right now you can go and claim them. It's still open for anybody to go. So if you did participate in battle paws, like go check it out and claim those badges. But it was crazy. We had over like $5,000 and like given away for the Chronicles. But it was madness, right? So we had like 10 weeks of like events, quests, and then we had another 7 weeks of Chronicles, right, where people could compete and do this like co-creation stuff. And
Yeah.
we had we'd celebrate people's islands. We put their islands in quests. We would give away their assets in the quests as well. And it was just madness. It was just like so busy for like a 2-3 months. It was like insanely busy. Like we had like over 150 people like contributing and like playing, and it was just like consuming everybody's time. It was
Yeah.
like it was
I
lots of fun, but
bet.
we realized it was just like way too over the top. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
we don't need to go that wild with it. So it taught us like how we can get away with doing the same, but like with a little bit less,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, dang, I had a question in between, but I guess it blanked. Maybe I'll come back later. So like as far as like Mars Cat Voyage goes, like it's been around for a while. Um, in your opinion, why do you feel like, yeah, would that be the way to word the question? I'll just go with it. Um, why do you feel Mars Cat Voyage has managed to stay so relevant, um, and be able to build a strong community uh, compared to other projects that have like faded?
I think it's honestly what you often see in a lot of IP and a lot of projects and stuff is that often often people in the community, right, or like community leads love
Mhm.
the project more than the founders, right? Like they actually have more passion than the founders about the
Yes,
IP, sharing it. Like you see that in like Harry
yes,
Potter, right?
a lot of the
There's
times.
people, yeah, yeah, like there's fans of Harry Potter that love Harry Potter way more than J.K. Rowling, right? And same thing with like Tolkien, right? Like there's people that love the Lord of the Rings or the Hobbit way more than Tolkien could even understand, right? And it's like we had just like a beautiful mixture of people that love the IP, like saw the art as like something just absolutely beautiful for character IP, and understand like community and these what digital collectibles like mean in this public blockchain network, right? That's like connecting all this stuff together. And we just had like the perfect fit of people. Like Biggin, he's like ex Nickelodeon character, like cartoon artist. So he
Hmm.
understands how to brand. He knows how to like he knows how to create stories, compelling stories, but also like mechanics for games and stuff. He's also done a whole bunch of like game design for a bunch of different companies, like on for like different apps, right, on the app stores and stuff. So he's got that experience. Like on my end, I've kind of have the experience of like on the strategy side, process and stuff. So I was able to organize ourselves that way and get that going. And then we
Hmm.
also had like a whole bunch of core community members like join us over time. That these were all people that were whales that had loads of cats. Um, and slowly we just grew a team that was able to get us over the finish line, right? Like
Hmm.
VTech, who's our main animation artist, right? And we've also got Sekro, who's like an amazing builder. We've got Sloth, of course. He's like one of the biggest leaders, like I think community leaders in Nifty Island. He's joined our team and he does a lot of the he's cooking some amazing stuff that I'll maybe get into at the end there, and we're also went wild with all this like agent AI agent stuff that's kind of coming up, that's helping us do what we've always wanted to do, right? And like we had like all these like really cool use cases that just works perfectly with agents, right? Being able to build the just like the software and like the tools that we need to kind of get even for Battle Pause season 2 and stuff, and way more, even like our content system is going to be completely revamped, and like we're going to be launching something pretty soon that other people are going to be able to use as well. Um, but yeah, it's just like having, I think, the right people. You need to find people that
Correct.
love it as much as you do, right? Like everybody
Yes.
on the team, like no one's getting paid. Like none of us are taking any like, you know, income or any ETH or any of that stuff. It all goes back into the community, all goes to building what's going on, and we only get equity, right? We've only got
Hmm.
like an equity stake, so we're working for that equity in like the company, the LLC that we created.
Yep.
And so we're finding other people that if they want to join the team, we need to find other people that also understand that they want equity, right?
Yes.
And so it takes time to find people that really understand what it means to have equity into something and how that's much more of an influence. But not everybody's is gonna respond to that
Hmm.
incentive, right?
Yep.
And so it's finding the right people that are gonna be you know, adding value to the team and understand that direction that we took. Um, and um, and yeah, and like you have to find other people that are just happy to sacrifice for a community, right? Like we've all
Correct.
taken, you know, massive sacrifices over the last few years, right? And just
Hmm.
making sure that we can put as much time as possible into this outside of our work, right? Like we don't spend as much time you know, with our families, like, you know, touching grass, but it doesn't really matter for us. Like this is what we love to do. This is what gives us that energy, right? And we believe in it so much that we're ready to sacrifice, you know, pretty much anything, right? To make sure that we you know, give back to the community, and we see Mars Cats rise to the potential I think it has. And so, you know, that's kind of what we've you know, dove into.
Hmm. And well, I am just gonna throw in the comment that Mars Cats is so lucky to have you know, a team that is just as passionate as the community. Because the point that you started off with, that like a lot of the times the community is more passionate about the project than the founders and the team
Yeah.
itself. It's definitely a breath of fresh air when the team joins in on, like, you know, the excitement just as much as the community.
Yeah.
I think it's something like, you know, for one, it shows that you're genuine about what you do. This is not a paycheck. This is not
Mhm.
a way to chase clout or anything like that. So, you know, gotta give you your flowers for that one. And big shout out to the team, the Mars Cat Voyage team. Keep doing what you're doing, guys. I know it's hard out there, and I mean, through listening to you, you know, pertaining about the team, it's like you're not taking any ETH, you're not getting paid for this. I saw a lot of like what this group here in this Discord is, the community building Decentraland team. Like we do this out of, like, you know, the kindness of our hearts. We're not getting paid, nor are we expecting anything from anyone from anywhere. So the energy definitely matches, and I definitely understand where you're coming from. So so
No, I appreciate that, man.
I had remembered the question that had slipped my mind, which was like, through your lens, through your eyes, what would you say the Mars Cat Voyage community is composed of? Like, is it composed of like a bunch of collectors? Is it a bunch of gamers? Is it a bunch of artists, creators?
I think I like to see it as like it's a community of people that want to be part of some legendary shit. You know what I mean? Like, and I mean
Nice.
that, and I really mean that. It's like we're trying to do stuff that we should have no business doing. You know what I mean? Like we're trying to get into spaces, like as an example, like I get invited all the time to go on the Mario Nawfal show, right? It's not
Mhm.
because of me, it's because the community has helped us you know, get elevated to that degree, right?
Did you
To
say
that
Mario
level.
Nuffle?
um yeah, so I'm on the
Whoa!
podcast like fairly often, you know, and just
Woo!
talking about gaming. I'm like the only guy there that talks about NFTs. So
Let's
they all look at me like I'm a
go.
bit of like a nut. Yeah. So it's you know, that, but it's also like just being part of like streams and networking with people.
Uh-huh.
We're just trying to show and introduce the community to some just like legendary stuff, right? Like experience, like Battle Pause for us was like a massive legendary moment, I think, in the history of Web3 that was way early in its time, right? It was like super super early, but we knew when we knew we wanted to put it out so we could get the experience that we we'd already been riding on, and then see what we could do with it, right? But
Hmm.
like so honestly, it's like it's ready for that. Like if you want to come build some really cool legendary stuff, and for us to to amplify that, and us to kind of just do this together, and it doesn't matter if like you're a musician, it doesn't matter if you're more of a gamer, it doesn't matter if you're more of like a collector. We really want to just do some really cool legendary stuff together, be part
Hmm.
of big spaces, and
Yep.
streaming and stuff. So it's like that's what we want to continue to double down on. Really dig into those experiences, and stretch what we think we can do, and which spaces we should be allowed to be in. We've often we're in some of the biggest spaces, right? Like in terms of just like just access to different communities, and so we just want to make sure that the community also feels like they're gaining from this, that they're unlocking some cool value from it, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, so if anybody wants to join us, I definitely suggest like jump into the Discord, hang out on the Twitter, and see if it's something that you think would you vibe with. But yeah, if you want to be part of these like cool gaming experiences, we're not very farmy and and stuff. We're really trying to just, if we do join games, we go in full throttle, and we like to like do some really cool stuff there,
Hmm.
and make it very special, right? So
Oh boy,
that's kind of what we're about, just
I'm
hanging out.
I'm gonna have to join you. I'm gonna have to join you, and maybe one of these days I can back you up in Mario space.
Let's
Too
go.
Too
I
Fat
need the help,
says,
man. I need the help.
yeah, right. I mean, the more that we can get people talking about this, like,
uh,
the better. And or not Mario. Too Fat says JB is the only nerd on Mario's show. Thought I'd throw that out there.
yeah, thanks, bro. Thanks, bro.
And I see that we have a
Emotional damage.
indeed, indeed. So right now in Decentraland we have a line of kitty cats. So this emote here that we're all doing, we're six deep. This is actually an emote that was published by our very own Stella Cat. Our
Wow, Stella Cat. Let's
yeah,
go.
yeah, she published three versions of it, and we all love them so much because here in Decentraland, we're all about cats. Like, there's something about Decentraland and cats that just click.
Yeah, I
So,
don't blame you.
so we're here. So we're here. Uh, so
These are
let's see.
awesome.
I'm just looking around the room, making
Oh,
sure.
Nard Artista's throwing cash around. Look at
Uh,
that.
yo, throw some cash my way. Throw some ETH my way. uh. Let's see. So, moving forward down the line. Let's see if I have any extra questions here. No, you answered this question. I had had a super secret question about how Mars cats are leveraging AI, which you did cover. We did go
Yeah.
over that. Um, so Mars Cat Voyage, you mentioned it's been extending into different metaverse platforms, Nifty Island, other side. Just like gonna pose the question, how important is gaming and utility to the future of Mars Cat Voyage?
It's super important because I think once players really understand like what ownership means, I think ownership is
Mm-hmm.
it's super powerful. I think
Yep.
it's a super powerful experience, right? Like once you experience it, it's like, oh, okay, that you clicks on. But Web3, I think we have an issue like demonstrating that ownership experience. It's either a kind of sleazy like shilling tokens and stuff like that in
Mm-hmm.
spaces, or shilling projects that the vast majority of people just don't respond to. They look at that and they're like, oh, okay, that's a bit low quality garbage, like I'm not gonna really engage with that.
It's slop.
But people Yeah, slop, exactly. Like, but people, players, if they're going to be jumping into this, they really need to understand what that ownership experience is. And the only way we can really show that is like, I think doing, what we're doing, like going on like doing events, live streams, showing people hanging out, like what you guys are doing right now. This is what's going to get people in, right? And I think it's going to be one of those things where it's like, first it's slow, and then all of a sudden it's just going to be bang, when people really do click and that narrative changes, because we know a narrative can change very fast.
Correct,
Um,
especially in this
so
space.
so yeah, 100%, man. Like exactly. And so I think just being part of these like really cool experiences is something that our community loves, and it's going to be something that we can help. Whether it's like helping here in Decentraland get like more amplified and stuff, we're going to be able to reach more people and show people these awesome ownership experiences, right? Like the
Hmm.
emotes you guys are rocking, like the different like wearables and stuff, right? This is all stuff that's yours, like you own. It's not
Correct.
stuff that can just be wiped away from you, right? Which is like the whole stuff that I think everybody talks about with gaming, right? It's just so funny that people like what happened in Counter-Strike. You have these like guns going for tens of thousands of dollars, then all of a sudden like some database thing happens and the price
Yeah.
of the guns tank just because of a database issue, right? Those are things that we want to get away from in Web3. And so I totally see, the Ready Player One version of the the future that's going to be here probably like, in a few decades. But we're all
Hmm.
here part of like that early what the early beginnings of what's going to happen, right? Like everybody here is going to be legends in the future, right? Like we're all
Yep.
here at the very early stage of like there's like Ready Player One environment, right? So we're just trying to be there for the early times. We're trying to be there as like positive leaders, and we're trying to learn, do our best to support the community as well, and have some fun as well. Like we're trying to lean into the fun as much as possible, and also catch up with all the technology, like talked about the AI agent stuff that we're doing. And
Hmm.
it's pretty incredible. Like I definitely suggest everybody go and try out like Claude Code, CLI, and like Codex, the new ones that have just come out, and see what you can build in an afternoon, right? Just ask it to something that you've got an issue with, like that it's like a challenge for you every day, right? Try to figure out like what you can do to I think it's less interesting if you use it for creating stories, but you can still do that. I think it's still something that's very doable nowadays. But I think like building infrastructure, building like the systems and stuff that you need. Like we've got now three agents, like separate agents on different. We've got one that's on a cell phone. We've got one that's on a gaming laptop, and then we've got one that's on a gaming PC, and they all each have like different roles, right? Like one is supposed to is there to just know everything about the community, has like a full database of everybody that's ever been in the Discord. You can ask Echo, hey, what'd you know about me? And it's going to let you know, everything that you've done in the Discord. Like, what are your, some key things that have happened that you've been part of. Um, he could even tell you like, how many messages you've written, right? Like, stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
it's pretty it's pretty wild, right? And then we've got one that's just doing we're doing a lot of experimentation with like agents in games, but not to play and like farm tokens and stuff, but to build and communicate with people, to help build lore, right? Like interact with people, do some role playing, and build up these relationships in game and stuff. And then we've got like our main agent, which is our orchestrator, who builds all the tools for us, commands the other agents as well with like some updates and things like that.
Uh-huh.
And we're onboarding two more agents. So we've got two other one more gaming PC, and then another storage server that's going to come on as agents.
Nice.
One that's going to help us do, and I'll be announcing this like tomorrow, Wednesday. So one that's going to be doing our all our live content. We're downloading all our live content because we got 5 years of live content, and
Nice.
we're going to be digging through that and creating some really cool clips, and just really firing up our content machine to go and hit out all the platforms, and just attack on those social media platforms and learn from the algorithm and stuff, and It's gonna be a lot of fun, and then the other one is gonna be just running like this like big content system that we've got coming out,
Hmm.
and we've also got a third new one coming up that's gonna be coming up live sometime probably like next week, and that's gonna be really cool. That's gonna be really cool. I'm really excited about that one. It's a a big investment, but I think it's definitely worth it for sure.
Nice, nice. Wow. So I guess the question that I hesitated from asking, I should have asked. Well, good thing you kind of it kind of came full circle. That is really cool. And to your comment about like it is very important to leverage the tools that are available to all of us. That is very, very important in this world. I cannot tell you enough about all the praises that I give Cursor for like all the things. Like I've been able to make trading bots. I've been able to
Wow.
make my
Yeah.
own RTMP server, streaming server, so that I can stream into Decentraland on my,
Wow.
yeah, on my own. Yeah, even yesterday I sat down and I created a little a super clean dashboard for it. So I mean,
Shit. Wow.
yeah, yeah, and I'll flash it on the screen for everyone watching right now. Yeah, it's nice and purple. It says Mew. It's called Mew Stream Dashboard. I'm very
Oh,
proud of it.
nice.
Yeah, but it's like, AI is unlocking these things that individuals like me never thought we'd be able to do on
Yeah,
our own. And I mean, here we are. Here we are. We really do live in the future, JB. We really do live in the future.
it's
Um,
amazing.
and
That's so
so
nice. Yeah.
and so, I'm not sure if I made because like a little bit ago you had mentioned about like ownership, how important it is, and like like I truly believe that ownership is what will transition all the Roblox kids once they are like all grown and start to
100%.
understand ownership. I feel like they're gonna be flooding our space, and it's gonna be great.
100%, yeah. And I think there's going to be a big cycle towards um like Magic the Gathering as well, right? Like Magic the
Hmm.
Gathering actually, if you go and look at the history of crypto, right? Like one of the first use cases for cryptocurrency was actually during a, Magic the Gathering online game, right? Where
Yeah.
people traded, cryptos to be able to get. So it's funny that, right now there's like this renaissance of Pokemon, and I think it's really because of a lot of folks that are our age, right? Like, the kids and stuff are young enough to get into Pokemon,
Hmm.
and it's something that, we collected when we were young. Like I collected Pokemon very, like most kids, like pretty ferociously, back when I was like 10, 9, 10, 11 type of years. I mean, I think that, soon there's going to be I think a renaissance of Magic the Gathering, and I think it could really rekindle some of that cool crypto, that crypto, um, that like exponential kind of initial, use case,
Yeah.
for crypto. And I think honestly, GTA 6, there's like some really interesting, like rumors, about like GTA 6 and that potentially having, some really, some strong crypto use cases as well, whether it's going to be private servers that people create or support that the actual, developers have, right? Because I think like everybody agrees like digital collectibles in games makes total sense for crypto,
Hmm.
especially if you want something that's like a transparent, that's not just like some devs in the background that can like create, or edit stuff and supplies and stuff like that. And collecting comes natural to human beings. Like there's collectors that were alive like, 5,000 years ago. Like we find hordes,
Hmm.
like I was watching on Discovery Channel, we find hordes of collectibles that people back in like, ancient Greece were traveling around in boats collecting stuff, and we find their boats, in the, at the bottom of the sea with
Yeah.
like gold statues and jewelry and all these like collectibles that they had, right? It's something that's like so old and so part, I think, of like just human existence stuff, that it's all the stuff is gonna come back. I don't think it was just like a fad and everything's gonna disappear. I think crypto is still like a very very important industry that's going to kind of that's going to take off. And I think we just need like some of the AI stuff to settle down a bit. Like we need the top competitors in AI to to kind of just chill out because they're just doing the craziest stuff to win right now. They're doing all sorts of financing and debt redesigning and all this like crazy stuff that that's very new just so they can buy as much servers and GPUs to be able to run their AI stuff, right? And like we need that stuff to chill out a bit. Empress Dress, so when are the Mars Cats partying with us at Meta Beast roaming party? That's a good idea. I mean, that's a good question. That's a good question. We'll have to set something up for sure, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I am a portion of the Meta Beast roaming party. I am a portion.
Well, with Sinful's blessing, with Sinful's blessing, of course.
Of course, yes, you got it. You don't even have to ask. I'm looking over at the Twitch chat and I'm seeing Make, and I'm side-eyeing him right now. Like the monkey gif of like the monkey that kind of like looks to the side and looks back, like
Yeah.
I'm doing that to Make, like But big shout out to Make. We love you, Make.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy. He's a real awesome dude.
Yeah, that is the guy. That is the guy. So like going back to even like all the realms that Mars Cats has transcended. Other side, Nifty Island. When? Well. I was gonna ask a selfish question. When Decentraland?
I think honestly, you could see some Mars Cats, running around Decentraland, very soon. You never know. But I honestly want to thank you and Make for reaching out and letting putting out your hand and helping us find out more about Decentraland and like what's going on here. I think we see a lot of people that are already I'm assuming most people here are already Mars Cats holders and part of the community in some way, and it's awesome just to see that the community stuck together and kept building and kept doing these events. I'm looking at the event calendar. It's always packed in Decentraland. It's crazy. It's packed like all throughout the week. And so it's like I think the more important question too is like it's from I think the people here like how can we actually what could we do to really like help out the community here, right? Like what's something that's maybe missing or that that we could help out with, right? Aside from just obviously amplifying and doing events and talking more about Decentraland, but like what are some things, and like if anybody wants to DM me or reach out and say like and figure out what's the best what would be the best thing for us to attack, right? Because we want to do some really cool special stuff, and so it's like if we can go after something that's like a nagging, not nagging, but you know what I mean, like if something is like a challenge that people have experienced or like a gap somewhere, we'll see if we can fill that, right? Sure. And also I wanted to say too, so if for only this only counts for people that are not Mars Cats holders, I want to give away a Mars Cat today.
Okay.
And I'll let Sinful decide. I'll let Sinful decide like how that should be done or how it can be done. But I want to give it to someone who's here, like in game, and doesn't have a Mars Cat. No Mars Cat holder for this.
Okay, let's see if I can
see lovely. Some of the others. I'm sorry.
Let's see if I can set this up here because Dr. Drip, he created a really incredible smart wearable called the DCL Raffle Manager, where I could where I could like conduct a raffle, but like through the filters I can add projects. So let me see if I can add this. Okay, I need a URN for a wearable. How about for NFT contract? Okay, I need, this will be for Mars Cats. Let's see, what do I need? I need a contract or item URN. Okay, so contract address for the Mars Cats.
Oh, okay. I'll give it to you right now. Here we
Perfect.
go.
Are you gonna DM it to me on
Cats.
Discord?
Yeah, sure, I could give it to you. Yeah. Here
Okay,
it is.
sounds good.
In the yeah, here's just in side chat.
Oh, in the side chat, perfect.
Here we go.
Let me pull that out. Oh, here it is. Yeah, this wearable is truly incredible. Big shout out to Dr. Drip. Before this, we had to do everything manually, or like make a Twitter wheel, you know. Okay.
Yeah, or like Twitter picker. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Enable.
We had this funny experience that we had like about 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago. Someone, Sloth, who does like a lot of the island raids,
Mm-hmm.
we're just like hanging out in one of the raids, and in Grok, because we keep doing these like duck races
Uh-huh.
at the time, like for giveaways. And he's like, hey, I wonder if I could just ask Grok to like design a duck game like in one shot.
Oh,
And then he
what?
just like cranks it up, does it, and it's like his HTML code he just puts in the browser, and it's like, holy shit, it works. Just out of one shot. And then he polished it for a bit, and it actually like turned out pretty cool. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, that was like the first time we were just like, holy shit, like it's
That
getting there. This is the worst it's ever gonna get, you know?
that is dope. Wow. Billy T Coin, if you're listening, we can make our own duck game. Billy
Yes,
T
sir.
Billy T Coin is a very loved community member here in Decentraland, and he hosts a show called ABC Decentraland Tours, where he'll like tour around
Oh,
Decentraland, different builds, and we'll hang
oh, I need
out.
to go
And
that.
yes, you're more than welcome to.
Absolutely.
This weekend, we're celebrating our 4-year anniversary for community building Decentraland, and he is going to host a special CBD edition ABC Decentraland tour. So yeah, definitely pop in if you're around. I would love to see you. Okay, so I got the Mars Cat filter on. Let's head on over to raffle. Okay, so it looks like we have not four, I'm sorry, 6 individuals here on Parcel that own a Mars Cat. So what I do is I go to inverse to list. That means it
No
takes off
way.
all the people that have the Mars Cats, and yeah. So let's see. Okay. Well, okay. So
Go.
we have 14 and entrants or participants. Would you like for us to roll now for the Mars Cat, or save it for a little later?
Yeah. And what I was gonna do is, well, I mean, it's up to you. We can do it now. But then what I would do, since it seems to be that cool, what I'll do is can we do a separate giveaway for holders? So Mars Cat
Yeah.
holders?
Yes.
Can
Yes.
we
Okay.
also do that?
Most definitely.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
So then for Mars Cat holders, let's do an alien cat. And like alien cats, if people are holders, they already know that they've got some
Okay.
pretty interesting utility, and there's gonna be some more utility coming up for alien cats. So
Okay.
you're gonna want to get your hands on some.
Okay, great. So with that one, I don't
I'll
think
give you the address. Yeah.
no, with that one, I don't think I'll need it because all I'll do is use the
Oh,
filter for the Mars Cat holders and then roll through this with the
Yeah.
6 people, and then they you know, you can just send them the alien cat. Okay. So
Awesome.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your answer. Are we rolling right now for Mars Cat or waiting for a little later?
It's honestly up to you. Like
Okay.
I want to leave it to you if you want to do it like in at the end, or it's up to you. I
Okay.
do have to leave in about 15 though, just a heads
In
up.
15?
But
Okay, so let's run it
yeah.
now then, just to,
Oh, okay.
get the ball rolling. And thank you once again for your time tonight. It's been an awesome
Oh no, absolutely,
conversation
man.
tonight. Okay, so we have
Thanks for the invite. Appreciate it, man.
of course. We have 14 contestants. One lucky winner will walk away with their very own Mars Cat.
Holy shit.
All right, good luck everyone. Oh, wait.
Pop some emotes. Pop some emotes.
Let's see. Gotta set the prize. Prize is set, and we are spinning.
Just gonna get it.
Congratulations, Firm. So our good friend Fermion has won herself a Mars Cat.
Let's go.
Let's go.
And Firm is in game. I'm assuming,
Yes.
right? Firm is in game.
Yes. Firm is in Decentraland. Let's see, where is she at? Because she wouldn't pop up on this list if she wasn't like
Awesome.
in at the spot right now. So
Oh,
yes, big
let's go, Rishi girl. What up?
big congratulations. Okay, so I'm seeing now that Empress Trash is saying that her Mars cat is on another wallet. I wonder if I can manually add uh oh, if I can manually add Empress Trash to the giveaway list. If not, I
Oh,
can
that'd be
just
awesome.
not I can just pull up a wheel and add her name along with all the other names. We are resourceful around here.
Nice.
X.
And Firm, if you're listening, just drop into our Discord and open up a ticket, and I'll we'll be helping you out.
Okay, yeah. Let's take a look here, see if maybe I can tag Firm in the CBD here, Discord and in general chat, and we can get the ball rolling there. Firm. Oh, there's Firmian. You are the winner of tonight's Mars Cat giveaway.
Massive congrats, massive congrats.
Okay.
Oh,
And
he knows the saying. Yeah, his Mars cat is on a separate wallet as well. Yeah,
okay.
so I think a few people. Yeah.
So I might have to do the just a wheel method here for that one, which is totally cool. Here,
That'd be fun.
I'm going to DM you though, firm's wallet address.
Okay. Awesome.
Wallets. Okay. There you go. That's another cool thing about this wearable, this feature, that it's you can scrape wallet addresses and stuff like that. Okay.
That's so cool.
Okay, let's see. Not inversed. Okay, I'm gonna take all these names and I'm gonna add them to a list.
What's so cool is seeing the stream screen like in front of us,
Mhm.
being able to like just glide in front of the screen like I'm gliding right next to your head in the game. That's so cool.
Okay, looks like I wonder if I can copy their names instead of wallet addresses. Maybe I can only get wallet
Rishi
addresses.
girl, let me check that. Let me check that Mars cat right there. Rishi girl's dropping some Mars cats in chat. What's going on? Let me see. Ooh, oh, okay. Yeah, that's a banger for sure.
Oh man, Rustan is a Mars cat. I'm just learning today, just now.
Oh, let's go.
Let's
Yeah, I thought I
go.
remembered that. Yeah.
Rustan, that is
Let's
one of
go,
my
Rustan.
favorite humans.
Yeah, he's awesome, man. He's awesome.
Okay. Empress, Trash, and who'd you say he knows?
Yeah, he knows, and I think like is Too Fat showing up as a Mars cat holder? I know Too Fat.
I'm not seeing. Oh, actually, yes. So yes, Too Fat is showing up here.
Okay. I know
Okay.
there's Lovely, Misconduct.
Lovely, Misconduct. Yep. Future Ghost, Rishi. Who I'm not seeing is Stella Cat.
Okay.
Should
And Rishi.
should I add Stella Cat? I'm not seeing them here in the land anymore, but I know that they've been hanging out here for a while.
Yeah, they might have just got disconnected or something. Yeah, we can add Stella Cat.
Sweet. All right, and welcome Brandon Manis to Beyond the NFT.
What's up, Brandon? I remember Brandon. What up, bro?
That's my guy right there. Okay, so we have a list. Some of them are numbers. I'll have to cross-reference just to see who the winner is. And then we have we added Stella Cat, He Knows Gaming, and Empress Trash at the end here. Alrighty. So I believe I may have gotten everyone that is Mars Cat. Just gonna do one final look just in case. I'll probably have to wait a minute here, and let me take a look at how we are on time. So you said like maybe that you had 15 minutes, like about 5 minutes ago, was it?
Yeah. So
Okay.
10 more minutes and I'm good, yeah.
Yes, sir. Okay. Just
Ooh.
looking around the room here, see.
Good
Make
luck,
sure.
everybody.
Yes, lovely. I have added. Thank you, lovely. Okay. 19 seconds until I get the fresh list. And I'm just doing that in case someone walked in with a Mars cat. Don't want them to feel left out.
Nice. Yeah.
10
And
seconds.
if anybody, we also have some raffles that are going to be coming up every week now. So you can get Mars cats, alien cats, and some other assets in our ecosystem. So jump in the Discord. There's many ways you can earn cream, which is our utility token in the Discord, and you can use that to get raffle tickets and also buy stuff in the store that we've got. So it's a good
Nice.
way to just get in.
Okay. Alright, so I have our wheel ready. This will be for an alien cat, correct?
That's right. Yeah.
Alrighty, so good luck, everyone. We are spinning.
The art's amazing.
Oh, wow. Hey, Empress Trash, good call, because our winner for the alien cat is Empress Trash.
Oh shit! Let's go!
Let's
Congrats!
go!
Congrats! Oh my god, that's amazing.
Let me see if I can pull Empress Trash's wallet
Yeah,
address for you.
that's awesome. Congrats, Empress Trash.
Congrats, big
Got a
congrats.
banger.
Okay.
And even easier than what Lovely just shared. It's literally discord.gg/MCV. Literally that easy. Boom. Probably the shortest Discord link.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. I just sent you.
Thanks, Lovely.
We love you, lovely. Alrighty. So I guess after the giveaways here, we can get into kind of just some closing questions, final thoughts. What do you think?
Yeah, man. Awesome. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. For Mars Cat's Voyage, what is next? Do you have any like exciting projects you're working on that are coming soon, or maybe entry into another metaverse platform? What do you got?
I like the last one that you just added there.
Wink,
Just snuck in there. Yeah, wink, wink. Yeah. Yeah. So first on the stuff that we're already involved with, like we're gonna be doing more. We're gonna be doing more in Pixels. So we're gonna try to do like we have these like big streams in Pixels for their energy parties there. We're gonna try to do that on a monthly basis. We already have Game Time, which is a big event in Other Side, one of the biggest ones, and it's every Wednesday at noon Eastern, so 12 p.m.
Nice.
Eastern. So we're gonna be doing more activations on the other side. We just got access to ODK, and there's not many people that have access to the ODK to build on the other side. And we've got like our team with Dev, who's really into MML, which is like the language that you use to develop games and experiences in other side, like in Unreal Engine and stuff. Like he's looking into what we can do with that ODK access and put together some really cool experiences. We're also building out some amazing stuff. Like Sekro is gonna be building our sort of like our main Mars Cat hub in Nifty Island. So like when you go into Nifty Island, you want to see, hey, what's Mars Cats all about? There's gonna be an island that people can go to kind of almost like if people remember Mario 64
Mhm.
back in the day, like you'd like around the castle, there's a whole bunch of portals, you can go into them into different worlds. Where we're gonna be building the kind of like Mario 64, but for MCV, where you can go and just kind of like just chill, hang out, go to other islands that are really cool. You're doing more stuff with alternates as well. They're in beta testing right now, but we've got some avatars in there. It's a really cool FPS game. So you'll definitely see more of that. We've also and I didn't speak about this, but there's an IP that we bought in 2023 as well called Metazoku. So all the bikes are generative. It's like female bike riders, motorcycle riders. So like if anybody's familiar with Japanese Bosozoku gangs and that kind of culture, it's that, but it's an all female collection. All the female characters are generative. All the bikes are generative, from the saddle, the handle, the kit, the everything is generative, right? And the characters as well. It's a very probably one of the most complex generative collections that's ever been made. And they had a bit of a failed launch. and we came in and the founders just kind of wanted to move on, so we came in and purchased that as well, and we've got some really cool stuff. Biggin, who's like I said, ex Nickelodeon, he's working on a game for them to
That's
sort of like
awesome.
reinvigorate that collection and put some more weight behind it. We got some really cool things coming for that, and we've got some amazing things coming for MCV. That some things I'm not going to talk about in terms of like avatars and stuff like that, but and then for game activations too, like we're here, we're in, this is I love the experience so far in Decentraland. You guys have all been amazing and so welcoming. I see a lot of familiar faces here, people that we go back many many years. Yeah, it'd be really cool to do something cool here and see what we can help out with, right? Like we really want to be come in and then help with something, right? Not just kind of come in and do
Mhm,
something and kind of just treat it as like a one-time thing. We want to be
mhm,
part of the community. But we also want to be doing something that's important and meaningful for you, and that's going to be fun, right? So
mhm.
I'm sure we can find something like that, and let's put our heads together. And if anybody has some ideas on what like again, like these things that would be great to see in Decentraland that we can help out with, and we want to
Mhm.
collab with everybody and help get some more eyeballs on Decentraland as well, um and yeah, just like grow the community and have some fun.
That
But
that
yeah,
would be my dream. That would be my dream. And off the top of my head, just so kind of you can get the wheels turning. A few things that the Decentraland needs right now is we need content and experiences. And I'm just gonna throw out that it's never been easier to build on Decentraland. You can actually connect Cursor AI to your Creator Hub, which is the platform that we use to build here, and literally have Cursor do everything for you. uh, no,
wow, okay,
yeah,
wow,
yeah. All you need to do is kind of like provide it the assets, and then like you could like have the functionality built in with through Cursor. So
awesome.
that's been great. And also, I mean, Decentraland is a hangout. So I know that you're a streamer. I know Too Fat Canada is a streamer. As I learned earlier
100%.
today, something like this, like we're doing right now at La Cantina, like you know either Too Fat, like going live and sending the data over to Decentraland as well as all the other platforms. Like that is like another thing that would be very, very beneficial for the community. Very would be a big contribution. So just throwing that out there to
Awesome.
manifest.
Yeah,
uh,
okay, awesome. I like that.
so final question, and I know I might keep you a couple minutes over, and I apologize.
Oh no, it's
Uh,
all good. That's all good.
for new founders coming into Web3 or builders, what would be the biggest piece of advice that you would give them in regards to like starting their own project?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'd say honestly, it's not for the faint of heart. I think that it's probably one of the most difficult things to do because here everything is kind of hyper financialized. Like everything is, like imagine in Fortnite if people could see how much, they put into like, they bought skins for and stuff like that, right? People would have like nightmares every day if that was like displayed on the top of their thing, right?
Hmm.
And in this case, it's like we've kind of hyper financialized everything, whether it's good or not. It's oh, I love you too. Thank you so much. And and I think it's a difficult, and I think for artists it can be difficult, right? When you put something out that's really beautiful, right? And like not seeing maybe, the community rally around it as much, or maybe being able to kind of like do art, build, but then also market at the a scale and the extent that you have to in Web3, which is
Hmm.
very, very, very difficult, and not many people can do it. It's not necessary for everybody. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people too, there maybe they don't understand that it's a massive responsibility. It's a huge responsibility. It's like having kids, right? Like if you take over a project, there's expectations. Like even if you don't set expectations, there's expectations of like, you know, what we're gonna do, how we're gonna do things. Community has some insight into like what they want to do. You have to be open to listening. You gotta be there to, you know, to respond to the community's needs, right? Like everybody, like we've got a, like I said, we've been here 5 years, so there's a lot of people in our community that have kind of suffered that downturn in crypto, have maybe put in more than they thought that they, you know, that they wanted to, or have maybe over invested in like the space, right? You have to be very sensitive to that and understand that, you know, you have to be there to create as much value as possible. And it's not, you know, you shouldn't come if you're thinking about, you know, like for the same reasons the people that come in for like meme coin stuff to do 1,000 X's, 10,000 X's and stuff. Like I'm talking to founders that they had that 1,000 X. Like they came in and minted a collection for maybe like a couple $100 in NFT, and then
Yeah.
it went up to like $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, right? That was great when it was happening, but when it's all gone back down to, you know, $500, it's hard. You know what I mean? You got a lot of angry people, you got a lot of frustration and
Hmm.
resentment and stuff, and it's a massive, massive liability, right? So,
Correct.
you have to come in for the right reasons. If you're here to make, you know, some type of like, you know, hit the lottery type of vibe, you're really not going to do well. Like it's really going to be extremely difficult for you. If you, as long as you're here from like the perspective of you want to build some cool IP, you want to share it with the community, you want to be there with the community in the bad times, you know, when people are suffering, you're there every single day. When people are having fun, you're also there and present. You've got to be able to meet those expectations. If you can't, I wouldn't even try. Like it's really, really tough, right? So, um, so all, yeah, all that to say, you know, and you can always join communities like ours, right? If you want to build and be part of like a community and have and you know, do your own thing, like, you know, we're always there to support people and what they want to do, you know, the different art that they put out, and stuff. So it's like, you know, that's also a really cool thing. Like you don't have to do it alone. Like a lot of people try to do it alone,
Yeah.
and I think it's you know, it's very, very tough. So I'd only recommend it for people that are really passionate about it, but I mean like really passionate about it, because
Correct.
you're gonna have bad days. You're gonna have life is gonna catch up to you whether you like it or not, right?
Hmm.
Stuff is gonna happen. Life is gonna life, as they say. When sometimes when it rains, it does pour,
Hmm.
and you don't take days off from your community. Hey guys, I'm dealing with some families. I'll be back in a
No,
month. You
that's
can't do that.
no.
You know, you can't do
Or
that.
you
If you go on
shouldn't.
vacation, no, you shouldn't. And it's like if people go on vacation, like sometimes people go on vacation, it's like you have to still communicate with your community. Share the fact that you're on vacation with your community, right? Like stuff like that. There's different expectations in Web3, a 24/7 world, and you know, your community has to be part of everything you do, right?
Correct.
So some people can't do that, or some people, you know, maybe come in saying that they think that they're going to do that, but really they're here for the money, and they get really surprised, right? It can be a nightmare. Yeah, exactly. Like Umbrella Trash is saying, like it can be an absolute nightmare.
Hmm.
And you know, it'll take you through feelings that you've never experienced before in your life, right? Like
Yeah.
really, especially like, you know, before mint, it's always very, very kind of like scary, right? Because you
Hmm.
never know what's gonna happen, right? Then all of a sudden, when you sell out, like when we sold out for Battle Pause, it was like, oh my god, this amazing feeling, right? But you went through all the ups and downs, right? But it's like after Battle Pass, like, you know, the whole team was kind of like burnt out. We had spent like loads of hours making animations. VTech put out some like incredible, incredible animations for the stuff. We all wanted to be like, okay, now let's just kind of take some time off. But no, we had to go full blast again into like the questing system, the Battle Pass experience. So the level of intensity in Web3, even just to make it like it's really, really high. But we wanted to make sure that we got that experience so that when the times are good, we're able to make sure that the community has like, you know, can really get full value from that and
Correct.
has access to like, you know, all these really cool experiences, right? So we're
Correct.
positioning ourselves to be able to open up as many doors as possible for the community and be there as leaders when mainstream does come in. We have a great team, we have the great foundations, and we know, you know, the right people to be able to introduce people to like these awesome experiences like this, you know, that are happening. So That's really like our focus. So
Exactly, exactly. Going back to your comment, like it's not really for the faint of heart because like just as high as your highs are, your lows are gonna be lower. Like that's kind of how it feels.
oh yeah,
But always, oh, you know, just a kind of disclaimer to always like make sure to capture those highs and feel them as long as you can, appreciate them for as long as you must, and remember them because like the wins actually kind of help you out like during the lows, help you push through.
100%.
No,
Yeah.
alrighty. Well, I guess I'm gonna let you go here. We went a little bit over time. My apologies once again.
No, that's all good, man. I had a
But
lot of fun, and like again, thanks for reaching out. Big shout out to you and Make. You guys have done an amazing job, like in Decentraland, and I think you guys have cultivated an awesome community. You guys are doing everything right, and I can see some real builders in you, and I know that you guys are very authentic about it, and yeah, so just massive thanks for this and for the introduction to the community, and um I hope I can follow up with people, and people please reach out to me in DMs for ideas, and if you wanted to collab on something together, and help us kind of like figure out how we make come in and do something special, and not just be part of the wallpaper. Definitely want to hear your advice, and we'll definitely be chatting Sinful and Make on what we can do, and yeah, let's just do some legendary shit together. Yeah, Brandon, like let's just do some like awesome stuff together, man.
yeah.
And yeah.
Looking forward to what the world is in store for what is in store for all of us. So, right now I'm actually looking at Mars Cat Voyage on OpenSea, and I do see a few that I might be interested in snagging
Tuxedo.
myself. Uh,
Ooh,
yeah,
the
the
suit right
tuxedo.
there.
Yeah, the
The
suit,
suit.
the tatted up
Oh
suit was one I was looking at. I'm also looking
yeah.
at the purple suit, yellow hair and
Ooh.
green cat. And then like just real quick, I don't know why I like them so much, but the cat on the first row with the underwear on its head, with the boxers on its head.
Oh yeah, balaclava.
Is that what it is? I'm like over here calling them
Yeah,
boxers.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking at some of these. I'm
Yeah.
looking at some of these. Pretty soon you might have a new Mars
Yeah,
cat
yeah.
holder.
Oh
Go.
man, that's awesome.
Yeah, always love to support, the real ones, the real projects. So,
I
thank you
appreciate you,
once
man. Appreciate
again
you.
for being here tonight. Your time is valuable. Everyone's time is valuable. So I'm happy that you could sit down with me tonight and have a conversation, get to know each other.
No, absolutely, man. Yeah, and thanks everybody, and look forward to hanging out more, and introducing more people to Mars Cats, and me finding out more about you guys. So yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Yep,
Thanks.
it's
Appreciate it.
gonna be a fun journey. It's gonna be a fun journey, and
100%.
yep, and looking forward to joining you guys like on other side and stuff like that. Don't you think just because I'm a Decentraland native that I don't roam around? I get around.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah,
Uh,
definitely. Yeah, come to game time, 12 p.m. Eastern, every Wednesday. It's a pretty dope experience. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty dope. We got over 60 communities involved.
nice.
And we got shit ton of prizes like NFTs. We give out a lot of ape as well. And yeah, so it's a good time.
Awesome, awesome. All right. I'm not gonna keep you. So everyone, mwah, have a great
Love you
night.
all.
Thank you so much. Alrighty. And that is a wrap for Beyond the NFT. See you all next week for another episode. Back here at La Cantina. And make sure to claim that OP badge. It's downstairs. It's under us right now. Alright, good night, everyone.